Hi everyone, it's Lena, and today I'm going to talk to you about two things actually. Why it's important to write a series if you want to make money from your writing, and two, why you need to launch 3 books in quick succession, meaning you're going to probably have to have them written first, which I know can be daunting. So first of all, I want to address why you should write a series. You know, it's sales 101. It's easier to keep a customer than it is to gain a customer. And if you write a series and you have, someone who buys book number 1, they really like it, they're invested in it, it's going to be so much easier to get them to buy book 2, 3, 4, and 500. I mean, think about it. Think about the authors who you like and the series that you like. You would buy anything they put out. They could put out garbage and you would still buy it. I mean, you might complain about it, but you would still be excited to buy it. The other reason that, it's important to write a series, I think, if you want to keep people buying books, is they do become, the reason they buy books is they become emotionally invested in the characters, in the story. It gives you more opportunity to engage with your readers because you're able to build a multiple book relationship. It gives you more time, and that's not always as easy when you're writing one standalone book and then you put out another standalone book. Not that it can't be done, I'm just saying it has been proven that series, especially for us indie authors, have really been beneficial to jumpstarting a new career or keeping an existing career going. Now, there are 2 types of series, and one of the things that could be a challenge is maybe you weren't planning on writing a series. So I would challenge you to think about your current work in progress and could it be a series? Or what other ideas you have in your back pocket that could be a series. Now, the 2 different kinds are a series like mine, my Presley Thurman Mystery Series, which has the same main character, Presley, and then a lot of different secondary characters that come and go in different books. But each book is a standalone story. So they can be read out of sequence. There might be a little spoiler or 2, but it's not anything major. So it doesn't matter if you start from 1. And then you have books that are series that are more like a trilogy or a saga. So you have one big story that's going to go from start to finish over several books. And in my opinion, I think that's obviously much harder to write, but I know that there's been many sagas that I have read that were absolutely fascinating and again kept me anxious for the next book. So once you kind of determine what genre you write and where that falls in, because the trilogies, the sagas tend to be more, or I see them more often in science fiction, fantasy, some romance, family sagas. The ones that I always enjoyed when I was younger and my dad read them were Jeffrey Archer, and he did a lot of historical sagas. Absolutely great. Roots was an amazing saga, and I believe there were 3 books in that one. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been years since I've read it, but you just need to determine where your genre fits and where you feel you would best fit. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about the nuts and bolts part of launching your series. I've heard a lot as I've gone to conferences the last couple of years that it is very important and very beneficial to you to launch your first 3 in quick succession. So not within 3 days, but have 3 books ready to go so you can launch one, say June 1st, July 1st, and August 1st, so that you can capitalize on the momentum. You can get more bang for your buck with advertising, with your newsletter, really build that big buzz and get people hooked. Because, most readers can plow through a book in, hours or a day. And if you have book 1 and they only have to wait a few weeks for book 2 and a few more weeks for book 3, by the end of book 3, they're going to be hooked. And then you can wait a year to get out your next one. Even though in the indie industry, that's not recommended, but that's another topic for another day. And so it really makes sense. I hadn't done that previously with my series because years ago when I started them, this didn't even occur to me, but it makes complete sense based on my experience with marketing and selling books and readers and then hearing what other authors have to say. So I'm launching a new series this summer that I'm actually going to follow that 1, 2, 3 in quick succession. So I've been writing them, and they're going to all be in the can and ready to go prior to releasing the first one. So I know that might sound daunting. You're probably thinking, okay, I haven't even finished book 1. Now you want me to outline at least 3 and get them all finished. I just want to get my book out. I get that. But I want you to put on your business hat. If your goal is truly to make a living at this, then wouldn't it be better to wait an extra 6, 12, 18 months and do it the right way and get the biggest bang for your buck instead of rushing to put something out and then having to wait a year before the other book comes out and having to work that much harder at the marketing game? You know, it might just be me, but that's a no-brainer. As hard as it might be to write those 3 books and get them ready to launch, it's definitely going to pay for it in the end, and you're going to be so happy that you did it. So if you have any comments or feedback, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and until next time.